trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. That's what they need right there. Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Menkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit, goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Cut! Another! And it's a steal by Soden. Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open. Three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Big guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run off the clock! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Bedford. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance, a quarterfinal matchup between the Windham Jaguars and the Bedford Bulldogs. The winner will punch the final ticket to next week's Final Four, Division I semifinals, played up in Rochester on Wednesday. The top seed, Bedford, the only team in this 15-team tournament to have a round one bye. They closed out the regular season under head coach Frank Moreno with 4 straight victories and were involved in a 3-way tie atop the standings at 15-3 overall. Tiebreakers went in the Bulldogs' favor. They are the 1 seed for the second time in 3 seasons. On the other side, Windham, after a 10-8 campaign, they looked good the other night on the road in the first round at BG. Strong second half. They topped the Cardinals 64-49 to advance to this spot, the quarterfinals, for the second straight year under second-year head coach Carson DeRosiers. His point guard went off. Jack Katrobis, 36 points in that victory, 20 of those in the second half. He was a man on a mission, and Windham is going to have to lean on number 3 yet again tonight if they hope to win on the road in Bedford.
I agree, 100%. And he was phenomenal on Wednesday night, just phenomenal. He willed himself to having a great game. He willed his team into just doing things that they haven't done, I don't think, all year. That was just the best game he'd ever played, according to his coach. Highest, best scoring game he's ever had. The biggest concern, though, you have to be, if you're Bedford, you have to be concerned about the Windham zone. Now, zones have become more prevalent this year. We've talked about this a million times, and they're tricky. If you don't play against a zone very often, it can be kind of hard to navigate. Like we saw earlier today, a box and one. Difficult defense, tough to navigate, and Exeter prevails. Bedford, however, is very good. They played well here down the stretch, and they're well coached. So it should be a really close game. From what we saw Wednesday night and what we've seen in Bedford with Bedford in the past, I think it should be a very close, well-played game tonight.
This is also a rematch of a regular season contest that was played back on January the 28th in Windham. Bedford pulled away and captured the win 70-61, but that's out the window at this point over 6 weeks later. All right, Justin, what do we watch for specifically? We mentioned Katrobis. On the Bedford side, we know about the man in the middle, senior Connor O'Rourke at 6'5", a quote-unquote rim protector. And there's a number of guards that Coach Moreno has leaned on as well. What do we watch for tonight for both teams, the Bulldogs and the Jaguars?
Well, like I said, the Bulldogs, I want to see how they handle the zone. We have a very active zone on the other side. Windham, very bouncy. They're missing, again, we thought they would get him back, but they're missing one of their better players. He's still out with an ankle injury. We thought he'd return.
That's Tyler Jordan, the junior.
Tyler Jordan, absolutely. And will Bedford be able to push the ball and run? They like to run. They like to get early offense. They like to attack, and they like to get to the basket. They have a big man now that they take advantage of and they use on the block, and he's a very skilled footwork, not super athletic, but his footwork is great. He's good around the basket, soft touch, good hands. Wyndham's got to be able to guard that in the paint, and there's no one right now other than their coach, unless they're going to bring him out. They can really stand up and guard that and match up size-wise. So Bedford has that, and Ouija Dak inside as well is very strong for a freshman, just really tough inside to stop.
All right, when we come back, starting lineups, national anthem tip-off at the top of the hour, the final Division I quarterfinal game to be played today between Bedford and Windham. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beatles Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, there it is, the national anthem setting the tone here in Bedford. We're live from Bedford High. They call it the Doghouse. Because of the rowdy atmosphere, the very prominent student section. They're in white tonight. They're behind the baseline. They've got their cardboard cutouts in hand and ready to cheer on this top seed. Bedford, the number one squad, 15-3. Of course, they're back in the championship hunt after a state championship in 2023. Went back to the Final Four a year ago, and now hoping to punch their ticket to a third straight semifinal. Windham, meanwhile, they've been in this spot now 2 years in a row under Coach DeRozier's, hoping to get over the hump, get a road win here in the quarterfinals and get to next Wednesday's semifinal up in Rochester.
Well, I tell you what, too, tonight they have a very large student section today, so it's going to be a fun battle, student section. That's what makes high school games so much fun.
Yes.
The cheering with the students, everybody's involved. It's just a good experience. It'd be nice to see the other cheerleaders here, too, but, that's kind of new.
Bedford going to win the tip. Bulldogs in white, they'll head right to left in this first half. The Jaguars in their road blues. Open up in a man-to-man here defensively. We got a foul in the corner, a little too aggressive. A shove is going to force the officials to blow the whistle. John Murphy, one of Windham's better players, the senior.
Early adrenaline, Nick.
Yep.
It was early adrenaline, and they're starting man. They started man the other day and went to the zone rather quickly. So let's see if they kind of make that same decision here. You're going to have to battle one-on-one options right here in the paint are going to be very difficult for them.
There's the freshman Dak, left hand on the second try. O'Rourke, a third opportunity, banks it home.
That's where O'Rourke is going to find himself in very good positions all night long with rebounds and putbacks. Size, baby, size. You can't teach size.
First possession for Windham. Katrobis, a runner at the rim, won't go. Dak, his second rebound. Freshman going to keep it himself. Come down the right side of the lane. Blocked there by Jacobs. And the senior ends up with the basketball.
It's a great block.
Sophomore, rather. Three-pointer. Good look at the rim by Jackson Blanco. Senior shooting guard couldn't get it to go. O'Rourke cleans the glass for Bedford. Bulldogs pump the brakes. 2-0 lead on the board. Minute gone by first quarter. A packed house here in Bedford. Standing room only. Here's Logan O'Connell. Kicks to the corner. Jack Hinton is ready to fire. This one tipped back to O'Connell. Dumps it underneath to O'Rourke, who's got a strong finish.
You know what? You take advantage of that. Use that all night long. You go inside, 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 inside. And then the outside's wide open as you move forward.
Second chance opportunities paying off for Bedford early on as well. First turnover as Blanco lost it. Good start for Bedford. Coach Moreno is on his feet. Expect him to remain on his feet throughout the game. Inside O'Rourke, tough contested catch, follows his own miss and draws a foul.
He could get 40 tonight. The way it looks, if they keep going inside and taking advantage of him.
I mentioned the crowd size, folks continuing to stream into the gym.
Ooh.
As we mentioned, the available seats dwindling.
Yeah, we're going to fill up tonight.
Foul on Jacobs, his second team foul against Windham.
You run into the problem, too, that Connor O'Rourke is a really good free throw shooter. A lot of times you say, well, he's a big guy and not great free throw shooters. No, he's a really good free throw shooter, has great touch.
The lefty. Got all 6 for Bedford. Bulldogs lead 6-0.
O'Rourke 6,
Coach
0.
Coach DeRozier watching, hoping his sophomore can crack the ice, but Roy Dulles misses. Murphy on a second try to his left, gets a jump hook.
Left hand, crafty, left-handed players, you got to adjust.
They'll bring the Windham fans to their feet chanting defense, and the Jaguar, the defense going to force the first Bedford giveaway. One turnover each way.
Got a little, we talked about this the other day. They allow quite a bit of carrying now. In my day and your day, I'm really old, but they used to call carries a lot. Every time you move the ball, put your hand underneath it. Now they're starting to, you have to, if it's an advantage and get you somewhere,
Blanco catching fire? No. O'Rourke with 4 rebounds already. Meanwhile, Hinton hits the gas, hangs, wild shot, no good off the glass. It's cleared by Murphy. Keep it himself, the lefty. Tough shot there over Dak. Ends up off the side of the backboard. Bedford wants to run. O'Connell in attack mode. Gonna bank that one in.
Yeah, great defense last time down by Ouija Dak. He really made him adjust the shot so Murphy just couldn't get it off the way he wanted to.
Meanwhile, Katrobis off 1 foot, scooper no. This one tipped towards the Bedford bench. And the officials say Bedford basketball.
Katrobis is going to have a little bit more difficult time getting to the basket because once he gets there, you have O'Rourke and you have Doc, 2 bigger players. He's going to have to change his shot, kick it out. Those other guys are going to have to make shots.
We talked about he had 36, a career high in the win over BG. Well, Murphy in the lane. Comes up with a steal, keeps it himself, crosses over, thought about the shot. Now finds Blanco. Back to Roy Dulis. Leaner. No. Taken off the rim again by O'Rourke for Bedford. Bulldog defense holding the Jaguars to just 2 points as we approach the midway point of this opening quarter. Bedford looking to extend this 6-point lead here on this trip.
Yeah, Windham really hasn't had one good open look. Defense by Bedford's been really tight.
Elsmore lobs it inside. Dak hangs, lost it. Somebody got a piece. Rodulis ended up with the basketball for Windham. Up top, Katrobis for 3. No. There's O'Rourke again on the window.
Yeah, the other day, Katrobis couldn't miss those shots. He was making all of them.
Deep 3, Logan O'Connell. Short, and then look out. Roy Dulis and O'Rourke tangled up. The Bedford senior hit the deck.
Going to stay with Bedford, too. Called that foul on Roy Dulis.
Yep. It's the first against the Windham sophomore. He had 15 rebounds in the win over Bishop Girton. Going to check out here after collecting his first and the team's third foul.
He looks exhausted, too. I noticed Roy Dulis looks exhausted tonight. Like he's breathing heavy.
Working hard down low against O'Rourke.
It's a tough assignment. Only a
Hinton,
sophomore.
ball fake 3. No. There's Jacobs. On the glass again for Windham. Up ahead, Katrobis. There it is. Got it over Hinton using the window. First 2 for Katrobis.
Man, use that glass. It's such a difficult shot from the side. Especially moving forward and you got to hit it off the glass. People forget the glass. It's there for a reason. There for a reason. He uses it well.
There's Elsmore up top, down the lane, 2 steps, and can't get it. O'Rourke there, no. Murphy. This guy's in for the glass.
I think O'Rourke might have taken a shot on the arm a little bit.
Extra pass sets up Griffin Driscoll, who misfires. Driscoll, the senior who just checked in. Rebound collected for O'Connell, and Bedford again going to slow it down with Elsmore. Inside of 3 minutes, first quarter. The winner, we're going to take on Exeter next week in the semifinals. The Blue Hawks advanced earlier with a double-digit win at Nashua South.
A lot of guys breathing heavy right now. I think the excitement, the energy kind of got to him early. It looked a little frenetic.
O'Connell, a lot of contact, no whistle. Bedford will keep it. Coach Moreno rolls his eyes. He wanted a foul.
Yeah, might have got hit, body foul, because it looked like no one touched the ball. If we look on maybe the Wizard will show us if anyone touched the ball. It's hard to tell.
Officials letting them play here early. Meanwhile, subs. Roy Dulis back on the floor to play the middle for Windham. Here's Dak, long 2 for the freshman. He's fouled on the wrist. I think it was Katrobis who tried to challenge that shot. He had a piece of the arm on the release. They do hit the senior with his first.
And again, I'm okay with the challenge of the shot. He's just got to get a hand up. He's not a shot blocker. There are shot blockers on the floor. O'Rourke is a shot blocker. He's hand up, box out, go get the rebound. He's not going to block that shot. Aggressive. I do like the aggressiveness, but he's a guy that needs to be in the game, and we can't put guys at the free throw line when you're down 8-4 early.
Meanwhile, Coach Moreno shuffles the cards. Ali Shakir comes onto the floor for the first time, the talented sophomore.
Oh, he's an energy guy.
Yep.
100% energy guy off the bench. They love him off the bench.
Replaces Hinton. Dak goes 1 for 2. Bedford leads 9-4. We got a foul here against the Bulldogs. I think it's on O'Rourke.
It was. Wow. Maybe a body foul?
It's the first team foul against Bedford, so Katrobis will shoot. Well, we talked about it. Katrobis, 36 points. He knocked down 6 threes against Bishop Girton.
Yeah, he was awesome.
As Coach said, he had a very intense and productive week at practice going into that game. So far tonight, through now 5.5 minutes after that 2-for-2 trip, he's got 4 of the 6 for Windham.
And Windham's going to want revenge. They lost to a good Bedford team earlier in the year, and of course they want revenge. Not just playoff win, but a revenge.
3 for Logan O'Connell. Second field goal for the junior. Able to stretch the floor, knocks down the first three-pointer either way. Now the Bulldogs doubling up Windham 12-6, their largest lead. Katrobis. Picked up the dribble. Roy Dulis high post. Here's Stefanidis, who just came on, and his shot is blocked. Loose in the lane, and again it's wrestled free by O'Rourke. His 8th rebound. Elsmore, killer crossover. Draws a foul, I believe, on the floor. That'll draw some oohs and ahs from this crowd. Mixtape stuff there on that Iverson-style crossover.
Shook him up. Got off balance, moving backwards, fell down.
So Elsmore to the free throw line.
I think that's Rodulis' second foul. He happened to be wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. Trying to step in on the help. So Roy Dulis, again, who was just an animal on the window the other night. 2 early fouls. It's going to force Coach DeRozier's hand as he brings on Andrew Begley. Junior getting his first action. Meanwhile, Dak for Bedford will sit. The talented freshman is replaced by his classmate, Luke O'Connell. So both Logan and Luke O'Connell on the floor right now for Bedford. Missed free throw. Rebound goes to Blanco. Off the miss. Collected Begley. Skip pass. Jacobs, 3-pointer up and in.
If he gets going, look out. He shot well the other night.
Had a big third quarter when Windham was able to pull away from BG. And Windham hanging around here, down 4. 13-9 as we approach the final minute, first quarter.
This one you got to go to O'Rourke. Size, again, you lose Roy Dulis. A huge disadvantage size-wise.
Runner off the glass, good for O'Connell. He's led the way with 7.
Much more aggressive offensively tonight for O'Connell than the last time we saw him. He was more of a facilitator the last game that we were here.
This one poked away from behind Shakir. The defender flashing the quick hands. Meanwhile, Blanco back on to the floor for Windham, replacing Stefanidis. And Bedford is going to allow O'Rourke to take his seat.
It's a good time for him to take a break.
As Jack May, the senior forward, is on the floor. Petrobis, tough shot. Beautiful crossover, went behind the back and then hits the floater for 2 more. Elsmore driving kick. O'Connell for 3. Back iron miss. Begley his second rebound.
Good box out. That was a box out rebound. Textbook.
Chance to make it a 1-possession game. Petrobis fade. That one around the rim and out before May collects for Bedford. 15 seconds. Coach Moreno, I think, calling for the final shot here.
Yeah, I thought maybe Windham would have taken the last shot previous possession.
Instead, it's with the Bulldogs. Here's O'Connell. Step back 3. Back iron miss. Loose in the corner. 1 more for Elsmore, but couldn't get it off. And that will do it for the first quarter. A good start for the top seed. Number 1 Bedford out in front of Windham, 15-11 after 1. Right back to the doghouse in just a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter here in Bedford. Quarterfinal matchup between Windham and Bedford. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. The winner will take on Exeter, the number 5 seed, who advanced earlier today with a win on the road at Nashua South. In fact, the Final Four basically set except for the winner of this game. Bedford trying to get there for a 3rd straight season. Windham hoping to advance for their first D1 semis ever. 3-pointer ruled out of bounds after the miss as it hits the strap over the basket. No good there for Jackson Blanco, and Bedford will have their first possession of this second quarter. Bulldogs led by as many as 6 and have yet to trail here in this first half. Windham has stayed with a man-to-man look. Coach DeRozier's has been active on the sideline. Meanwhile, O'Connell stepped through leaner, no, but a foul as the junior was knocked to the floor.
And last time down, that was the first time Bedford decided to go to a 2-3 zone. We thought Windham might go to that zone earlier, and Bedford went to the zone first.
Meanwhile, Kotrobis just picked up his second.
Oh, that's huge. Huge.
So Windham's scoring leader with 2, and their rebounding leader from the other night, Roy Dulis, with 2 apiece.
That's a problem.
Kotrobis going to stay on the floor, at least for now.
Well, if you've seen Windham play, he is their primary and really only ball handler that makes things happen that we've seen so far.
Meanwhile, Logan O'Connell has been making it happen for Bedford. A game-high 9 points after that 2-for-2 trip. 17-11. Here's Murphy. Gets the step, but a whistle.
Oh, you got it.
The defender got a piece of the basketball, but a piece of the body as well. And the left-hander Murphy heading to the free throw line for the first time. First on Dak, 1 team foul each way. Coach Moreno is going to send 3 fresh Bulldogs over to the scorer's table as Murphy misses the first free throw.
Got to make free throws. Playoffs, most important thing to do in the playoffs, don't turn the ball over and make your free throws when you get them.
Bulldogs now with 4 of their 5 starters along with Shakir on the floor. Murphy trying to salvage the trip. He does. 1 for 2.
Gotta make him go left next time. He's another lefty, and Dak had him go. Let him go left. Thought he could athletically stop him by blocking the shot. He did block the shot, but like you said, a little body foul.
There's a steal. 4th Bedford turnover. Murphy goes right at O'Rourke. No. Follow, yes.
Great follow by Murphy, and way to go and attack the big fella.
5 points, 4 rebounds for Murphy. And it's a 1-possession game again. It's 17-14. Bulldogs look for a response with Shakir, but he can't get it to go. O'Rourke, second try, pivot, and that's wild off the window. Long outlet frees up Murphy on the other end. He hangs, no. Follows it up. O'Rourke with the block. Murphy in there. Back iron miss before Dak clears for Bedford. Meanwhile, attack mode hidden underneath. O'Rourke, 2-hand finish.
Dropped it over, throw it down, big man.
Then off to a good start on the offensive end. 8 points for the senior Connor O'Rourke. He's now the game's leading scorer. 19-14 Bedford. Murphy, open look, 3-pointer up and in.
Can't leave him open. He's a good shooter.
With a connect from straight away, and then a quick timeout is called. It's a 2-point game. Murphy heating up in this second quarter. 6 of his 8 points coming in the frame. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally by the New Hampshire Tomahawks Showcase and Development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham. Been a fun day already. We were down in Nashua earlier. Check out that quarterfinal between Nashua South and Exeter. The Blue Hawks won. They await the winner of this game here.
Heck of a game.
Bedford so far has played with the lead, but Windham closing that gap 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm just curious when they might decide to go to that zone. When you have players with 2 fouls that are exceedingly important, that's when you go to a zone.
O'Rourke, second try, count it, and the foul.
And he gets number 9 and number 10 and hits the basket. Wow. He's playing well.
Really been impactful so far already unofficially with a double-double.
I mean, we're, what, 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the second quarter, and he's got a double-double. The size, we talked about that at the beginning, right? Size.
Coach Moreno has liked what he's seen. This one hits the rim 4 times before it rolls out. There's Dak to clean it up.
Once again, strength and size inside. Dak, good rebound.
His 5th rebound and his first field goal. Lead back to 6. That's been the high water mark so far. As we near 3 minutes gone by second quarter. Petrobus wants a response, goes to the fade, can't hit. Weak side rebound collected by Jack Hinton.
It's an interesting one-legged shot.
Drive and dump. O'Rourke, 2 more.
All day long, keep throwing it inside. He's been able to handle the contact, fight through it, make shots, finish. Again, that left hand, such a difficult shot to defend. You just don't know where to put your hand half the time.
Windham needs a bucket. Down by 8. 3-pointer for Jacobs. Will slash it back down to 5. His second from downtown, the sophomore. One of Windham's better shooters, showing you why.
Well, they're winning the 3-point game by 2 shots, but they're not winning that inside game as we anticipated they would not.
Meanwhile, a bump here along the sideline against Jacobs. The sophomore didn't like the call as he commits the team's 3rd foul. Now he has 2 as well. That's actually number 3 on Murphy. So the foul trouble continues for the Jaguars. Murphy with 3. Roy Dulis and Petrobus with 2 apiece.
I didn't think he had. I thought he only had 1. Good steal.
Murphy down the lane, over the shoulder, wild layup attempt won't go. Hinton the long rebound. And then 2 more on the other end for O'Connell.
Nice unselfish play as well.
Quick timeout from Coach Moreno to reset the defense. His club back up 7. 27-20 as we approach the midway point of this first quarter. First half, excuse me.
Yeah, well, Bedford's taking advantage of their size right now. It's so easy to get. We have O'Rourke has 10 rebounds. Dak has 5 rebounds. O'Rourke has 12 points inside, all inside the paint. They've done a good job rebounding, not allowing second chance shots for Windham. No offensive rebounds. Roydolis was huge on Wednesday. Offensive rebound, tip out. He's not in the game because he has 2 fouls. Now they have 3 players in foul trouble early. This is really early, so what do? You got to change up your defense a little bit, maybe, just to prevent those guys from getting a foul. Because they're going to want to step in front, try and take charges, all those little things you do to win the game.
Meanwhile, Logan O'Connell has looked good for Bedford as well. 11 points, a number of assists. He's been active in both the half court and the transition offense and playing well really all season for Coach Moreno. So, Windham in search of a response here.
They need one. Right now they need one desperately.
Roy Dulis, high post. Sophomore puts it on the deck, decides to attack. That one too strong. Ellsmore the other way for Bedford. Bulldogs get the stop they wanted. Now Shakir into the paint, drive and kick. O'Connell, eye on the rim, thought about it. Now puts it on the deck instead. Wants to go after Blanco. Going to back down the guard. Fade away, no. O'Rourke, a one-handed rebound, draws a foul.
That's where Dulis is 3rd if it's on him.
Got tangled up. And indeed, that is number 3 against the sophomore. So another starter forced to the sideline for Windham. Griffin Driscoll gets his number called. He's into the lineup. Tough assignment here against the 6'6" O'Rourke. Inside of 4 minutes to go until halftime. Bedford's been in the driver's seat, threatening to take their largest lead. Ellsmore is going to give it to him.
Yeah, they just don't have enough help. Don't have enough help on the backside with Rodulis out and Murphy out. You lack just even 6'2" guys on that backside.
Petrobus, no. Hinton up the floor. O'Rourke. I think that O'Connell dribbles his way out of a crowd. And now with a crossover, gets around Murphy. Leaner, no. O'Rourke there again. Lost the basketball. Body's on the ground, and a jump ball is called.
He gets that. Another rebound. Kind of wild shot. And guess who's there to clean it up? Had the rebound. Vicious. A lot of physicality going on underneath right now as well.
Bedford's got the possession arrow. They'll keep it here. And Driscoll trying to close out, never quite at his footing, crashes into O'Rourke, and that's I believe, team foul number 5.
You are correct, sir. I just looked up at that.
Bonus time for Bedford. Free throws on the way for O'Rourke. Driscoll is hit with his first personal. Lefty is now 3 for 3 at the line. As O'Rourke's big first half continues. Justin, I've got him with 13 and 13.
Yep.
Make that 14 and 13.
You are correct.
31-20. Bedford's lead continuing to grow. Bulldogs have scored 6 straight. Windham needs an answer. Petrobis off the ball screen. Enough room to pull the trigger. That went in and out. Guess who on the glass? O'Rourke again for his 14th.
He's going to set a Bedford team record rebounding-wise, at least in the first half.
Ellsmore, wild shot. Rebound for Blanco. Windham up the floor. They find Begley in the lane. Left it short. And then a foul in the backcourt against the Jaguars. I believe. Hang on.
Well, Shakir had a nice rebound. They must have called. Not sure what they called. They
got a foul on Shakir.
Where was that foul? I just saw the.
I don't know if that was an offensive foul or what.
It had to be on the rebound, but if you look at the Wizard just showed that replay, and they're
tough to tell, but
there just wasn't much there.
It's Windham basketball.
It's on the rebound, I believe. I probably shouldn't give him the rebound.
Got a push here against Hinton. So back-to-back team fouls against Bedford. We've got one left to give. First on Hinton. Both head coaches very active along the sidelines, very animated. Expected that would be the case. That has been. Trying to orchestrate possession by possession. Bedford right now, what are they in?
Right now, they're still in a man.
Still a man. Not sure if that was a matchup or not.
They went zone for a minute, and they kind of pulled out of that and back into a man.
Tough challenge shot inside. Won't go for Driscoll. Dak again on the glass. He's got 6 rebounds. Bedford hoping to extend their run. They've scored 6 straight. We're at 2 minutes to go, first half. Ellsmore finds the open man. It's Hinton for 3. Back iron miss. Ellsmore on the window, and he is fouled.
Second chance points, second chance opportunities, second chance points. They've had that. It's just been kind of, at their, just they get whatever they want, rebounding-wise. Offensively, defensively right now, whatever they want inside.
Bedford starting to build up a real advantage on the glass. Meanwhile, Ellsmore having a strong quarter. 4 of his 5 in this frame. 1 more for the righty. Part of the strong junior class for Coach Moreno. Perfect. 8 in a row for Bedford. Their lead is 13. Off the ball screen. Driscoll. Jump stop. Wild banker. No. And a pinch down rebound for O'Connell. Junior will keep it himself. Right hand dribble. Down the lane. Leaner. Short. Loose. Back to O'Connell. Trying to squeeze his way out with a dribble. And he does escape to the wing.
Got to be careful. Windham on the other end. That last screen. Hands were both way out, away from the body.
Collision. Offensive foul on the catch. But Begley has looked good. Limited minutes off the bench. The junior draws the foul there against O'Rourke. That's number 2.
That is.
Against O'Rourke, Bedford's 4th team foul as well.
Probably can afford to leave him in. I don't know, you might want to think. Just because they've had such an advantage with size. If you take him out now, you know, I'd go at him. If I'm Windham, I'm going right at him. Get him 3.
Begley. Back out. Blanco, the shooter, ready to pull the trigger. Too strong. Murphy tips it up. Begley, offensive rebound. Murphy, step back 3. Wild and off the mark. Coach DeRozier wanted a foul. Meanwhile, Dak leaning. No. Murphy taps it around again and controls.
Make some of those. Some of these shots coming down, they have to take advantage. If they get a second chance shot or a rebound, Windham has to convert on a few of those just to kind of keep it close.
Petrobis, tough bank attempt. And then a steal at midcourt by Murphy. Into the lane, Leaner, short again, and then tipped up and in.
What a play. He's played really, really hard. in this first half.
He's
doing
got
everything he can.
team highs of 10 points and 6 rebounds for Windham. And he's played every minute so far. Down to 15 seconds here. Bedford poised to take the final shot with 10 seconds. Here's Dak on the wing. Back over to O'Connell, eye on the rim, and a travel is called. He dragged that pivot foot just a bit.
He did. Went a little, they were thinking about attacking the basket a little early. That foot just shuffled. Let's take a look there. Yep.
That'll leave Coach DeRozier with 6 seconds to work with here. His club down 11. He's going to bring Roy Doulis and Murphy back onto the floor. Jacobs, rather.
Got to go.
Along with Roy Doulis.
He doesn't see the clock, does he?
Kotrobis into the front court is not going to get that off.
He's not.
And that'll do it for the first half. Bedford, so far, so good for the top seed. Because at one point they scored 8 unanswered points. They lead by 11 at halftime, 33-22. They've been led by Connor O'Rourke, the senior, putting together a monster performance so far with unofficially 14 points and 15 rebounds.
Yeah, and just watching, we kind of said in the beginning, size would be a problem for Windham, and O'Rourke has gotten so much better. He's sort of evolved as the year has gone along. Last year, he was just sort of a placeholder. He'd come in, he'd block a few shots, get a couple points here and there. This year, I think as the season's gone along, they decided we've got to give him the ball. Because if we do that, it's going to open up everything else. And you know what? He can finish this year. Got a good touch around the basket, like I said. So Windham's got a lot of work cut out ahead in the second half. They've got to make some sort of adjustment defensively to counteract this dribble penetration attack and then second shot opportunity for Bedford.
Coming up, full recap stats, highlights, analysis, a look around the tournament as well. The other 3 Division I quarterfinal games already took place, so we'll get you those final scores as well. Bedford and Windham reached the halfway point with the Bulldogs in front 33-22. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Halftime here at the Doghouse. Bedford leading Windham 33-22 in this quarterfinal matchup. Bulldogs looking to go back to the semifinals for the 4th straight season under head coach Frank Moreno. They've led wire to wire so far, an 8-0 run in that second quarter helped them establish their largest lead heading into the break. Of course, the player of the night so far has been Bedford senior Connor O'Rourke, the center, with 14 points and 15 rebounds at halftime.
Right now, he looks like Connor Jokic, right? All he needs is 15 assists, and he'd be right there.
Yeah, he's been a difference maker on both ends. He's had help on offense from junior Logan O'Connell, who is also in double figures with 11 points. He's also pulled in 5 rebounds, and that leads into the team stat of the half. Team rebounds. Bedford nearly a 2-1 advantage.
Oh, it's extreme, 34-16. And if you're a coach, you can't win, and it frustrates you because you have to. A lot of those are offensive rebounds, second chance shots. So you have to box out, and they're playing man, so you can't really excuse it by saying we're playing zone. And when you play zone, you have to locate, and locating is difficult when you don't know where the player is. So you have to turn and face, get hit, and then box out. Here, you're playing man. You've got a job to do. And that's push away from the basket. It's easier said than done when you have a 6'6", 6'7" guy who moves well and just jumps over the top, grabs the ball, and puts it back up. So you got to box him out further away from the basket. And the guards have to do a better job keeping their guards from just attacking the basket one time after another. It's Ellsmore, it's O'Connell. They just keep going, right? One-on-one, boom, attack the basket. So it'll be a very interesting second half, adjustment-wise.
Foul trouble, one to watch as well for Windham, as 3 of their starters with at least 2, one with 3.
That's troublesome.
So Roy Dulis, who had 3, Jacobs with 2, and the point guard Jack Katrobis with 2. Going to have to walk that fine line in the second half in terms of the personal foul situation. Both teams really kind of stuck with the man-to-man most of the way. Bedford sprinkled in a little bit of half-court zone. Do you expect any different in the second half?
I don't think so. And if you're Windham, the only way, I would like to see Windham play zone, but because they're down now by, 11 points, Bedford could just decide to hold the ball, too, and say, you know what, we're going to make you come out and play man. If I was Bedford and Windham did go zone, that's what I would do. But, Windham's going to have to try and do something just a little bit different defensively because right now what they're doing is not working.
Starters back on the floors for both teams. Back on the floor for both teams. And Windham with possession as the teams switch ends. Katrobis held to 6 points in that first half. They were led by this man, John Murphy. He's wide open on the baseline. He's got 2 more. He's got a dozen. And he has really kept Windham in this game. They're back within 9 after that bucket.
Yeah, he's been good. They can't afford to lose any of their big 3 right now, but it'd be good if Jacobs all of a sudden can get some more 2s instead of just 3s, get in there and rebound, and get some of those second chance shots that they need. Then they'll be right back in the game. They can cut this down to about 4 or 5 by the end of the quarter. I think they're in good shape.
This looks like a 2-3 zone from Windham.
Looks like they finally made that decision. But again, Bedford could just hold the ball.
Ellsmore blocked by Murphy. Jacobs cleans it up off the bounce for his 5th rebound. Jaguars look to push. Ends up in Blanco's hands. That 3 is no good. And there's the freshman Dak, but lost it. Murphy hangs, bounce pass. Roy Dulis can't finish with the right hand.
Yeah, Roy Dulis has to make a few of those. He's missed quite a few little short ones.
3-pointer up and in. Logan O'Connell continuing to hit. He's now tied for game-high honors with 14. That's his first 3 since halftime. Down a dozen. Windham looks to respond. Katrobis for 3. Back iron miss. Another rebound for O'Rourke.
Right now, just not falling for Katrobis like they did the other night.
Dak steps into a 3. Can't hit from the wing. Guess who on the window? O'Rourke again.
Yeah,
second try for Bedford. O'Connell trying to stay hot. That back iron miss. Ends up with Blanco off the bounce. Windham gets the stop they wanted. Still down a dozen here. 2 minutes in third quarter. 3-pointer Murphy. Back iron miss. There's Roy Dulis.
Yeah, they're coming out firing, no doubt.
Murphy Can't connect from the corner, and there again is Dak with the rebound for Bedford. Now Hinton going to pump the brakes on the wing in front of the bench. His club up 12. Coach Moreno wants to pull it out.
So they've gone to a zone, and I too would pull it out and make them come out and play me man. I wouldn't even attack. I'd just hold the ball. No shot clock. You can do whatever you want. You feel pressure, though. The fans give you pressure when you're a coach sometimes. You feel it. Like you want to keep playing, but you know what? Make them come out and play man.
Here's Hinton off the handoff. Long possession for Bedford. O'Connell spins into the lane. Little floater goes in and out. Follows his own miss. One dribble. Blocked by Murphy. Dak attacking no. Second try for the freshman. Draws a foul.
2 rebounds for Dak. 1 for O'Connell. Good block on the first one by Murphy, but
Dak is now in double digits on the glass with 10 rebounds. He's going to head to the free throw line to try to add to his point total.
He's only a freshman. Strength. He has a tremendous amounts of lower body strength and upper body strength for a freshman.
He's been in that starting lineup for Coach Moreno since day one. And has produced at the varsity level. 2 for 3 at the line tonight after that make. 1 more coming. Bedford extends the lead to 13.
And Murphy has 2 fouls as well.
Bad news continues on the foul front for Windham. Murphy going to stay in the game and collect that rebound in a crowd. Dak ends up 1 for 2 on the trip to the line. Bedford, though, with the high water mark, 13 points, their largest lead. That matches their second quarter advantage.
Yeah, Katrobas just hasn't been able to attack like he did the other night.
O'Connell on a pinch down. Hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, for the junior. Got a piece of the forearm. And it's hit with his first foul. 1 team foul each way as we near the midway point of this third quarter.
Well, I think Bedford's in pretty good shape in terms of fouls, too, this half. They didn't have anybody in foul trouble, I don't think, in the first half.
O'Rourke has 2. It's it. Katrobas. They're going to need him. 36 the other night, a game high in the first round win over BG. 6 points in the first half, 2 more in the lane there. Windham trying to crawl back in, down 11.
And that's about the first time he was able to get a clean look when he went to the basket.
Bodies on the deck. O'Connell, backdoor, Hinton. Jump shot up and in from the baseline.
That's a tough shot, too. Short corner like that, that's a tough shot.
I say Hinton, I'm in Ellsmore. He's got 7 now.
Well, they do have 3 guards that look very similar.
Yeah. Here's a deep 3, Katrobas. You bet.
You got to get out. If he starts shooting well, you got to get out on him, make him drive. He'll just light it up.
Back-to-back buckets for the senior. He's now in double figures with 11.
And I like the zone, but again, if you're Bedford, just hold the ball.
Jaguar fans who made the drive, they're on their feet chanting defense. They're wearing black tonight, and they're taking up about 20% of the gym.
They are, quite more than I thought. There's a lot of just the students taking up. That's a huge student section tonight.
Hinton, good ball fake. 3-pointer is in. Fundamentally sound there for the senior on his first make of the night. It comes from the corner. It's from three-point land. And it pushes the Bulldog lead back to 13.
Yeah, it's one of my pet peeves. When the guys run out to the corner, they jump up, try and block shots, disappear, and you're playing 4-on-5.
Katrobas fade, knows. Ball ends up out of bounds. Last touch by Murphy.
Look at
Goes
where
to
is he on the floor?
Rogers.
Look at this.
Can't believe it. The officials now are going to talk.
He can't be on the floor like that. Neither can Coach Marino, though. Neither one of them can be on the floor. They're way out on the floor.
Well, the change occurs. And Windham will be rewarded with the basketball. The trail official, I think, got a better look at that angle. So a good piece of officiating collectively gets the call right. Windham trying to take advantage, down 13. So we head towards 3 minutes to go, third quarter.
Bedford right now in a bit of a, looks like a zone. It's a 2-3 zone, I think, right now. Yep.
Roy Dulis high post. Jacobs in the corner. Line drive miss. Ellsmore the rebound.
They were zoning the out of bounds underneath the basket, which is my golden rule. Always zone underneath the basket so that they can't screen, and you can't run out of bounds plays against the zone as easily as you can against a man.
2-3 zone here for Windham. And this one off the fingertips of Ellsmore and turned over.
A little distracted, came out a little quick.
Look, there's one thing Windham can hang their hat on is that they've won the turnover battle. They've forced now 9 giveaways from Bedford. And this may be hard to believe, but only 1 turnover tonight for the Jaguars.
And that's shocking when you're down 42-29, because you would think the team with the most turnovers is usually in trouble. But Bedford tends to do things, they play fast. When you play fast and you attack fast, you're more erratic, you take more chances. So that's why they do turn the ball over a little bit more than maybe other teams do. Any team that plays fast will turn the ball over more, just the nature of how the offense works.
Meanwhile, O'Rourke back in to man the middle for Bedford, replacing Dak. Here's Roy Doulis off the inbound. Jump hook up and in.
And that was his first really good, confident move underneath the basket tonight.
Able to dip that left shoulder. The sophomore scores with the right hand.
To get that over the top of O'Rourke as well.
Three-pointer rattles in and out. Elsmore collects another offensive board for Bedford. And now a second try on the way for the Bulldogs as we hit 2 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Second chance rebounding again. Second chance shots. You got to find someone and box out against the zone.
Here's May inside. Goes up, short. O'Rourke, left hand. You better believe it.
Not only is he left-handed and he's big, but the way he kind of holds the ball back a little further makes it even more difficult to block his shot.
First 2 since halftime, 16 in the game. He's now the high scorer. Petrobis for 3. Back iron miss, and that one did, I believe,
yes, hit the straps.
Touch the strap above, which is an automatic whistle. Out of bounds, back over to Bedford.
The high bounce, wasn't it? Ooh.
It sure was. It bounced so high it escaped our camera angle there on the replay.
He's a 2-2-1, sort of a three-quarter court, half-court trap. There's a steal.
It leads to a steal. First time we've seen that look. Murphy to the rim, can't throw it down. Loose ball, Elsmore to O'Rourke, a 2-on-2, a spin move, a shot that's off target, and then Murphy is tied up by O'Rourke. Jump ball is the call. And possession arrow will keep it at this end. Just over minutes ago in this third quarter.
I love the dunk attempt, but you got to make the shot.
A little bit of a wild sequence there.
It was. I kind of lost who got the rebound. I have no idea who got that rebound.
I think it was Elsmore. And he's rebounded well tonight. Both guards.
Yes, they have.
For the Bulldogs. I've got O'Connell with 7 and Elsmore with 5 rebounds. Yes. A lot of second chance points tonight.
Absolutely.
As we've talked about for Bedford.
Yeah, the guards have been really good rebounding-wise tonight. Offensively, too.
2-3 zone again for Windham. Three-pointer Elsmore. Side iron miss. Loose in the corner. Murphy is there for Windham, but in trouble.
Good rebound. Good save.
Up the floor it goes to Blanco. Across to Katrobis, who hangs and draws the foul.
Yep. There goes those arms. There goes those LeBron. We call those LeBrons. The LeBrons. When the arms go up, those are the LeBrons. When you have the LeBrons.
Yeah, disagreeing with the call, but clearly some contact there. They're going to get Shakir with his second. Team second as well. 35 seconds to go, third quarter. Bedford has led throughout. Their 13-point lead right now is the largest margin Windham has had to face.
And these are ones, right, when you got to make these free throws right here that get you back in the game. You got 34.9 seconds left. Got to make the free throws just to give yourself a chance.
1 for 2 for Katrobis, 3 for 4 on the night for the senior. One of 5 seniors tonight hoping to extend their careers. Windham back-to-back years they've been in this spot, the quarterfinals. Bedford with a win tonight, hoping to get to the semis for the 3rd straight season. Of course, Exeter with their win earlier today. They await the winner on Wednesday.
Yeah, Bedford just super consistent. Really good feeder program below. So you bring guys up, they know what to expect, and they know. You know, it's funny. That's a definite offensive foul. I'm sorry, defensive. Push through the screen.
Plowed right through the screen there.
Yikes.
As you could see, extended the forearm. Blanco, just the 2-hand shove on Dak.
Yeah, that caught me off guard a little bit. I didn't see that was not necessary.
Second on Dak. I'm sorry, second on Blanco. 2 team fouls each way. Bedford with 7 seconds here to work. Going to lob it for Dak. Denied by Murphy and stolen in the corner. Throws it up the floor. Blanco with 2 seconds leans into a long 2. Misses off the side iron. And that will do it for quarter number 3. Bedford, they led by 11 at halftime. They lead by 12 as we head to the fourth quarter. It's 44-32 with 8 minutes remaining. Does Windham do it from behind, or does Bedford go back to the Final Four? We find out next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Bedford. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Windham trailing by 12 as we head to this fourth quarter. Jaguars hoping that this strong senior class, especially this duo of Murphy and Katrobis, can spark a comeback here against top seed Bedford, but they have trailed the entire way tonight, with Bedford leading moments ago by as many as 13. Katrobis on the first possession, misfires in the lane. And rebound number 19 is corralled there by O'Rourke. Or was that number 20?
I got 20.
20, there it is.
And we always aim high, right? So that was a forced shot against another Bedford zone. On the out of bounds, side out of bounds, Bedford zone.
You know, on the Bulldogs' first trip, Hinton, good ball fake.
Stay on the floor. Hand up, stay on the floor.
Had the defender Murphy in the air. You see a little bit of a sheepish smile from the sophomore defender. Finally, a shot here. It's a back iron miss. Actually, a bank attempt, no good. Murphy floats it up the floor, gets it back in the corner. Make that Jacobs. Now Murphy with it up top. Down the lane, the lefty off balance, draws a foul.
Now, anything you're going to call a body foul, I mean, a couple of LeBrons come up, but that's a body foul because he's long enough where he doesn't really have to use a lot of body. So if we take a look, you can see he kind of went up straight. That's one of the toughest calls to make, though, in all the basketball, because you have to look at the player. Does he go straight up defensively? Because they always get penalized. The defender gets penalized.
If there's contact,
9 times out of 10, offensive player goes into the defender when the defender goes straight up and down, and it's a foul on the defender. I don't always agree with that. I don't think that's fair, but that's just the way it's called in every level, everywhere.
1 for 2 for Murphy. He's Wyndham's leading scorer with 13 tonight. 10 of those came in the first half. Meanwhile, an official's timeout here.
What did we miss?
It's maybe a clock issue.
Oh, somebody had 6 players on the floor, according to our cameraman. There was 6 players on the floor at one point. That's an automatic technical foul if somebody ran on.
Now a Bedford substitution is allowed to occur, as O'Rourke is replaced by Bulldog freshman Luke O'Connell.
We got a problem here.
Officials continuing to discuss.
So if a player came on, though, the floor, we might have that at the Wizard. Uh-oh.
And now the lights have just gone off here in the gym.
When the lights go on. Oh.
And now they're back on.
I saw it over there in the corner. It was a little dude. A little dude playing with the lights over there in the corner. I saw him right behind our cameraman.
That can happen. There are some youngsters.
When there's little dudes
in the area,
there's big problems with little dudes.
All right, I think we have figured out the situation here on the floor and are ready to resume. Minute gone by, fourth quarter. Bedford with the basketball. Windham setting up here in a full court press. And a travel is called. Elsmore, surrounded there by navy blue jerseys, may have taken an extra step.
Yeah, an extra step. He might have got pushed a little bit. Got tripped. Yeah, so there should have been a tripping foul on the travel. He got tripped or went through there. And that one, again, always gets called on the defender when you get tripped, no matter what.
Murphy up top, Jackson, extra pass. Jacobs, ball fake, three-pointer. Line drive miss. Murphy on the window, blocked by Dak, and then it's Dak to the rescue as he throws the ball off Murphy's leg.
Great play, even a good offensive rebound. A better play by Dak.
Look at the Bedford crowd fired up as we see the heads-up play. And now a whistle away from the basketball as Roy Dulis is called for a hold. That is number 4 on the sophomore center.
I did not see what happened there. I was looking.
He's called for the grab away from the ball. Coach DeRozier is going to take him out of the game now. Again, after picking up his 4th foul. Griffin Driscoll, the replacement.
And right now, too, doesn't it feel like a larger lead than 11? 11 is not something that you can't overcome with 6 minutes and 42 seconds to go, but you got to be better.
Meanwhile, Murphy with a reach in at midcourt.
Every time they're going to call that reach across the body. I'm sorry, you know what? It wasn't a foul probably, but they're going to call that a foul.
That's a reach.
Just the way it goes.
Yeah.
You reach, it's a foul.
Yeah, he went across the entire way there.
Right across.
He did get basketball, but as we get another look there, you see the left hand coming the entire length of the body, and then the feet are tangled up as well.
That's where the foul, I think, took place.
Yeah.
He got the ball, then he knocked him down after that.
Meanwhile, Blanco is called for a push. And O'Connell has a word for him.
A lot of talking by him. He better be careful right now so he doesn't get himself in trouble. But
it's Blanco's 3rd.
It's another foul. Yeah, they just pushed him out of bounds. Easy call. Easy call.
Team's 3rd foul as well. So a rough and tumble start to this 4th quarter.
Well, frustration. Windham's down, and they can't seem to find a way to get past this 11-point deficit right now. And they're getting a little bit feisty, can we say?
Neither team has scored a field goal since we began this 4th quarter, which is now 90 seconds old. O'Connell lost it on the way up and then lost it off the leg. That's the 12th turnover for Bedford. That Windham defense has certainly allowed the Jaguars to stay in the game.
Absolutely.
And now Coach DeRozier going to roll the dice again as he brings Roy Dulis back in with 4 fouls, replacing Driscoll.
He might just go offense, defense if he has chances to do that. Just sub him in, have him go in on offense.
And Roy Dulis and Dak, neither youngster willing to give up an inch. Going to get Dak with the foul.
Roy Dulis hasn't been very effective, though, offensively tonight.
Just 2 points.
Yeah, 2 points. He's had a few rebounds, but not like he did the other night. He just hasn't been in the groove, I don't think.
Right. Limited minutes in that first half due to foul trouble. Katrobis hangs and scores.
That's a basket they desperately needed. If he gets going and all of a sudden they find their magic that way, that could be a whole new game going forward.
Single-digit difference again, 44-35. Meanwhile, Bedford still looking for their first points of the quarter.
Yeah, Windham back in a man as well.
Hinton trying to secure the basketball in the corner. He's bodied up by Blanco, and now a timeout is called by Coach Moreno.
You think Windham might have been in a man that time. I think they were. They kind of, you almost, well, again, if I'm Bedford, I encourage them to play zone, the other Windham, so I can just hold the ball and say, come out and get me, because we're killing you man to man. And you know they're gonna foul out. Roy Dulis will foul out. They won't have any guys left. They'll be bringing guys off the JV team bench, coming into play.
It's been that kind of a night.
Oh yeah,
for
absolutely.
Coach DeRozier, he's had to navigate the rotation, have to take a little bit of a different approach due to all the fouls his starters collected in that first half. The good news, players like Griffin Driscoll and Andrew Begley have played well off the bench.
Yeah, they're only down 9. They got 5:49 to go. It's kind of, the game has really slowed down now too because of the number of fouls that have been committed recently, and the pace has become frenetic and a little bit wild, shall we say?
I'd say that's an understatement.
And I do enjoy looking at Connor O'Rourke's giant face over there too. That makes me laugh.
Yeah, a lot of cardboard cutouts, those homemade signs.
You love the giant face.
You can expect to see a few of those here in the doghouse. It's been fun here in Bedford. The top-seeded Bulldogs have not trailed tonight. They've led by as many as 13. They're going to push the lead back to 11 after that bucket. Count it and the foul for Landon Elsmore.
I'm trying to see if he was there. I'm not sure if he was there on time.
He's trying to become the 3rd Bedford player in double figures tonight, now with 9 points after that layup.
Yeah, I think those feet were moving.
Foul on Blanco, tried to draw the charge, may have been too deep as well.
Yeah,
that's number 4 on Blanco.
Another.
and team foul number 4, so they're up against the limit as well. Meanwhile, Ellsmore, no problem on the free throw.
Back to 12. They just can't get past. I mean, they had it down to 9 for a minute, but it's just not going anywhere after that. They just can't seem to make. Got to get stops, and they can't keep trading baskets. Otherwise, it's over.
Blanco on a drive and banker.
Wow, where did that come from? That was tricky.
Tough angle. First 2 of the night for the senior. 10-point game again. Nearly 3 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Ellsmore down the lane for 2. Going to bank that home.
O'Connell, I believe, that time.
Oh, excuse me. All right. Logan
it looked
O'Connell.
like this again. I thought it was Ellsmore too until last second.
Meanwhile, dogged defense there by Shakir knocks it away from Katrobis.
Our energy guy, Shakir, hasn't contributed much offensively tonight, but it doesn't matter. He comes in, he plays good defense, rebounds.
And look at the assignment. He's on Katrobis more often than not.
There's a 2-3 zone on the out of bounds, I believe. Oh, they go back to a man.
Katrobis picks up the dribble. Back for the shooter, Blanco. Down a dozen. Windham is going to talk it over. It's Coach DeRogers. Didn't like the lack of movement, I'd assume, on that possession. So a timeout here. Just over 3 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Bedford leading by a dozen, 49-37. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas along with Justin Gorham. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Quarterfinal action. The winner takes on Exeter. They were big winners earlier today on the road at Nashua South. On the other side of the bracket, that semifinal matchup is set as well. It'll be Portsmouth against Keene next Wednesday in Rochester.
Didn't you say, I think both those games were 1-point victories and last-second shots, buzzer shots?
Correct. Portsmouth needed all the time they could get to top Memorial by a point, and then Keene on the road earlier tonight scored a bucket with 4 seconds to put them in front by Trinity and ultimately eliminate the Pioneers. Meanwhile, three-pointer rolls around the rim, no good for Jacobs. Rebound number 12 for Dak. And Bedford has the ball up a dozen.
That's crazy, though, how close those games were. Trinity had beaten Keene, too, in the game we saw. Our game that we did, where they were down so many, by like 20 points, 22 points, came back in overtime, lost by 1 at the buzzer, a double overtime, I believe.
Meanwhile, we got a timeout here from Logan O'Connell.
Good call.
Lost his footing, but that may have been a player called timeout as well.
That would have been a turnover, I think. If he had not called that timeout quickly, that would have been another turnover. And they already have, 13?
So Bedford will hang on to possession here as we near the midway point of this fourth quarter. Bulldogs 15-3 during the regular season. Good enough for a tie at the top of the standings. They end up with the tiebreakers in their favor and are the number 1 seed for the second time in 3 seasons. Hoping to get to a third straight Final Four with a win tonight. As we talked about, they'll take on Exeter, but program-wise, of course, they were the team to beat in 2023. As the 1 seed, they got the job done. Nearly went back to the championship round last year, but fell short in the semifinals against Nashua North, and now again on the verge, if they can hang on here, to going back to the Final Four yet again. What does that say about the program that Coach Moreno has been able to build here in Bedford?
Well, like I said, when we talked about their feeder program, it starts all the way in the bottom. So they have travel teams that are associated, just Bedford travel teams, not AAU, but a travel team. And all of those teams are understanding what you have to do in order to play for the high school team. And if you have that, and they have expectations of winning and success, and your coaching staff is a group of positive guys and a couple former players, I believe, on the staff. And I just think it's a program where the kids expect to win, the school expects you to win, and they expect you to play hard so that you always have a chance to win. Even the fans expect you to win. That's where it's at now.
Good bucket Ellsmore off balance, didn't matter. He's got now 7 of his 12 since the break. Katrobis wants an answer, gets it. Tough angle off the window.
They needed that desperately. Again, you can't trade baskets. You got to get stops. Somehow get stops.
16 for Katrobis to keep his team in it. O'Connell, too easy there. Second bucket since halftime. 15 now for Logan O'Connell. Skip past 3, short. Tip back out to Murphy. Wyndham a second try. They go back to Murphy. To his right. Hands to Roy Dulis. Roy Dulis now slashes, spins, and gets a friendly roll.
That's a good move. He's had a couple of those this half. Didn't have anything in the first half, but a couple. Whoa, look out.
High arcing pass collected in the front court by O'Connell. Trying to avoid the double team. Picks up the dribble. And then a foul. Against Jacobs, not happy.
Well,
the sophomore pleading his case there.
Can't raise the LeBrons and yell. That's not a good idea. See, that's the thing about the trap too. And a lot of times when they trap, everybody reaches. Don't reach. Just move your hands and move your body around and pinch. I didn't see much though. I didn't see anybody. Didn't see him hit him. But you want to keep your feet together if you can, and just try and avoid fouling. Make them make the mistake. You don't make the mistake to bail them out.
That's number 4 on Murphy. So Murphy and Blanco both on the verge of fouling out, but staying in the lineup for Wyndham. Meanwhile, O'Connell continuing to have a big night offensively.
And right now in this quarter, too, I like to do my quarter scores. It's 10-9. 10-9 Bedford, 11-9 Bedford right now. So Wyndham's hung close, but they have to, you can't, again, just hang with them. You got to do something different.
Petrobus, tough one there. 21st rebound for O'Rourke, but it's turned over, leads to a quick shot. Roy Dulis is on the glass. Now Katrobis ventures into the paint and gets a teardrop floater. Quick timeout from Coach DeRozier's. 2:35 to go. Jaguars still fighting here, but down a dozen, 55-43.
So, like I said, you can't keep trading baskets. That was a good play that time down. They were fortunate that Bedford turned the ball over on yet another good rebound. And at this point, Wyndham's going to have to trap all over the floor, press, and don't worry about the fouls. You just got to get after it, right? We're shooting free throws. I mean,
yep.
Yeah, Bedford's shooting free throws here on out. And you made a good point. Bedford's a good free throw shooting team. So a lot of teams you can do that with and maybe come back if they don't shoot free throws well.
Story of the night has been the interior play of Bulldogs senior center Connor O'Rourke. We mentioned that monster first half. He's only built on those numbers since. 16 points and 21 rebounds. Logan O'Connell may have shortchanged him, Justin, but I think now he's got 20. 9 of those coming in the second half. And he's been perfect at the line, 4 for 4. And then the third scorer has been Landon Ellsmore, who is also in double figures with 12 points. Wyndham, as we talked about, has been led by Jack Katrobis with a team high 16 points. And John Murphy, double-double tonight in what could be the seniors' final game. 12 points, 11 rebounds. 13 points, 11 rebounds.
Yep, and they need more from other players tonight. Right now, they're only getting points from 2.
18 for Katrobis.
I'm not sure. My math, is bad, so I'm not sure.
No, you're right. My math is bad. Got a foul here immediately.
Foul,
yep.
Murphy.
Murphy in the area. And call for the shove. Meanwhile, words continue. O'Connell was scratched there on the left forearm. He's showing the officials. So Murphy now with number 4. So 3 Jaguars with 4 fouls each.
Saw a little push in the back when he got out of control, kind of running toward the trap, but you didn't see a scratch. Maybe the scratch came elsewhere.
Junior has not missed tonight, scratch or not. It's 5 for 5 at the line. One more on the way. Bedford's lead is back to 13. .22 points for O'Connell after the 2-for-2 trip.
Yeah, more aggressive offensively for him, gone to the basket a lot, just attacked that way and kind of had his way.
Trobus, no. Another rebound for Dak, his 13th tonight as Bedford has had a sizable advantage on the window. Reach-in call here at midcourt is going to send Shakir to the free throw line. And that may be it for senior Jackson Blanco, one of 5 seniors on this roster. Good effort tonight, played hard, but in the end going to foul out here with 2:19 to play and his club down 14.
I just looked at that name, Jackson Blanco. He could be Jack White.
There you go.
That's a famous guy, right? Jack White's a famous guy. Famous guy.
Free throw rattles in for Shakir.
Shakir, again, coming off the bench. Tonight, not a big scoring punch, but defensively, ball handling, all the other things, and energy, an energy burst off the bench. And they have not played many guys tonight off the bench.
Short rotation, really, both ways.
They've gone 7, right? 7 players, maybe?
Kotrobis gets a floater. Gives him an even 20. We come up on 2 minutes to go. Reach-in foul here, and that may be it for Jacobs.
That is. I just showed his up there a minute ago. I'm not good with the fouls here. I think that's it for him.
Some folks starting to hit the exits as well. It was a packed crowd tonight. Very hot inside this gymnasium. You could feel it.
Ooh.
But temperature about to drop a degree or two as folks affiliated with both teams, I think, starting to hit the exits.
They're doing the early Los Angeles exit, folks. You walk out early, and, my wife, Karen, would refuse to leave early for any games, including baseball games when they go, it could be 9-0, and she will sit there, and we will watch the entirety of the baseball game in the rain in a poncho.
Well, you got to pull the plug at some point.
She does not pull the plug. You can tell she will not pull the plug.
Meanwhile, Bedford's lead has creeped to 15, now 16 as it's O'Connell at the line. He's continuing to...
He's 8 for 8, is that right?
Continuing to rack them up, 6 of 6 in the second half alone. This one in and out, no, but then communication issue there between O'Connell and O'Rourke. It goes off the fingers and will stay with Windham. We're inside of 2 minutes. Coming up after the game, barring a miracle here from Windham, we're going to speak with the winning head coach, and that's expected to be Bedford's Frank Moreno. Although Kotrobis is not going to agree with me just yet. He knocks down another 3. Strong second half for the senior. 17 of his team high 23 since the break. Meanwhile, O'Connell knocked down by Murphy, and that may be it for Murphy as well.
We're not going to have any players left if we're not careful.
Already have seen 2 foul out, and that is the third man to do so. So Murphy leaving it all on the floor, literally. Going to foul out here with 13 points and 11 rebounds. Really big part of the Windham program the last few seasons. Going to get a warm welcome to the sideline from Coach DeRogers and the rest of his teammates.
He played hard. He did what he could. I don't think he shot probably as well as he would have liked to shoot overall. But, he's got 10 rebounds. 13 points. That's I think. That's a good game.
What do you want?
If you get a little bit more from some other guys, I think they would have been in good shape. They just couldn't get enough. Didn't get enough help. Him and Kotrobis were it, scoring-wise.
1 for 2 trip from O'Connell. Bedford's back out in front 14. By 14. We're down to 95 seconds. Kotrobis with Shakir all over him. Still hits a fadeaway.
Good defense, too. Jeez.
And a quick timeout as Coach DeRogers refusing to throw in the towel here. 62-50, a minute 29 remaining.
A little talking going back and forth between the student section and Logan O'Connell. I think, I don't know what that's about, but
well, we know what's on the way next week. We've got a busy broadcasting schedule for you. Of course, we'll be broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS network. And the only place you can watch next week's semifinals live is at NFHSnetwork.com. That's NFHSnetwork.com. D2 boys semis take place Monday night. We'll be on the air on Wednesday as well for the D1 semis. Both venues up in Rochester. So we're looking forward to that. Exeter awaiting the winner of this game. In one D1 semifinal, in the other, we know the matchup. It'll be Keene and Portsmouth. Meanwhile, a foul here. Deep in the backcourt, O'Connell knocked down. He's going to go back to the line where he's made a living tonight.
He has. Man alive, he shot a lot of free throws. He's just padding his stats now, Nick. Just padding those stats.
Foul on Katrobis, reach in, his third. His first since halftime.
This is 11 and 12, I think, from the free throw line for him.
He's 9 of 10 so far, and you just jinxed him.
I screwed that up.
Or we jinxed him.
Yeah, it's probably me.
One more here with $1:26 to go. Meanwhile, Tyler Pickett, junior guard for Windham. I'm sorry, that's the junior guard for Bedford. Puneet Singh, senior forward for Windham, has checked in.
Singh's going for it right off the bat.
And he's going to get a quick bucket.
Singh wants to get the box score.
Well, we talked about the other seniors. Singh, part of that 5-member senior class, gets his name in the scorer's books here in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, the clock, now near a minute to go. Another collision after the whistle.
Maybe Bedford will get some of their guys in after these free throws. Get a couple dudes in there after O'Connell missed 2 free throws in a row. That shocked me right there off the last one. It was shocking.
He hit his first 8 tonight, and then he's missed 3 of the last 4. Well, that foul was on Katrobis. That is his 4th for Windham.
Wow, so many fouls tonight.
We've had 3 players already foul out. This one is off the back iron. O'Connell's taken a beating tonight. He's been on the ground half a dozen times. He's been involved in a number of altercations and collisions.
His rhythm is a bit off at this point, I think.
And I don't think he sat down tonight, maybe briefly, but we'll leave that one short before Roy Doulis pulls in his 3rd rebound. Windham has to hurry. Petrobis, double pump, banks it home. His big second half continues. His club is with an 8, and now Roy Doulis with a steal. And then thrown away. Each team with a giveaway, clock ticking down to 45 seconds. Bedford gets the ball into the front court. O'Rourke is slapped, I believe, from behind.
He's going to shoot in.
And that may be on Katrobis. No, it's on who? Roy Doulis?
Either one's going to write one.
That's Roy Doulis, and that's number 5. Yep. So Roy Doulis, who had 3 fouls in the first half. In fact, early on in the second quarter, finally fouls out here with 40 seconds to go in regulation. That's the 4th Jaguar tonight to foul out, the 4th starter to foul out.
If you look at that at the end of the bench, that's crazy. To have 4 starters foul out, that's crazy.
I don't think we've seen that.
No, not this year. Maybe not last year either. I've not seen 4 starters foul out in a long time. That's a lot of fouls called tonight. A lot of fouls.
Meanwhile, O'Rourke, monster game tonight. Had 14 of his 16 points in the first half and 15 of his 21 rebounds before the break as well. Misses the first free throw and then knocks that down.
Yeah, he hasn't had to be a dominant force in the paint in the second half because they've been ahead for so long. They kind of didn't need it.
3-pointer from Singh, no. Driscoll offensive rebound, gets the putback over Dak. Down to 7, 25 teams. Coach DeRozier was hoping for the foul to occur a little quicker, but nonetheless, the Jaguars stopped the clock with 24 seconds.
And Bedford, even though we said, they're a good free throw shooting team, have not shot free throws well in the last 5 or 6 here. They've missed the last, 5 out of 6?
Yep. Not here, though. Elsmore. He's been nearly perfect at the line tonight, 5 of 6. One more coming. 13 points, make it 14. 9-point edge, down to 20 seconds. And there's a grab by O'Connell. Bedford with plenty to give. That's just their 3rd team foul.
Yeah, you can just foul again if you want. And don't let them get the easy shots. Doesn't matter. Win differential doesn't matter. Nothing like that matters. But
the only thing that matters is the win. Exeter awaiting the winner. Petrobis dribbling into the teeth of the defense. There's a reach in somewhere there.
Oh, definitely fouled before the shot.
It's on Dak.
Coach wanted a shot on that, but a little early. NBA would have been the continuation foul.
Yep.
But we don't get that here. Although occasionally that happens.
Driscoll for 3. Banks it in.
Ooh, he didn't call it. He didn't call it, but we'll count
65-59. Windham, though, is just about out of time. Get a dunk here, but the foul first before the shot. It comes with 6.6 seconds.
We like the dunk, even though it didn't count. We do like it. Replay, here it goes. Maybe we'll get that dunk again on the replay by the Wizard. Oh, yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. He's going to show it to us again. There it is. Throw it down, big man. The big redhead, a la Bill Walton.
Elsmore stays hot at the line. Bedford looks to close the deal here in the final seconds. Meanwhile, this move done with class. Coach DeRosiers takes out his senior star, Jack Detrobus. Gave it all he had tonight. Big second half. And, of course, he was spectacular on Wednesday night in the win over Bishop Girton. Sing up and under, and that will do it.
That's it.
Our final score here in Bedford. Bulldogs 66, the Windham Jaguars 59. And for the third straight season, the Bedford Bulldogs are headed back to the Division I semifinals. They led wire to wire tonight, led by as many as 15 in that fourth quarter. Withstood a comeback attempt over the final couple of minutes, but in the end, Windham runs out of time and Bedford crosses the finish line with another victory. They're 16th overall this season.
They ran out of time and Windham ran out of players. It was very close to run out of players. There were so many foul outs, but hey, you know what? They didn't give up. Valiant effort at the end to fight. They won the quarter, so you can go in the locker room and feel good about that. They said we won the quarter. We just didn't win the game. I think they won it 27-22, I think.
They also won the second half.
Yeah, so just got down by too many early and couldn't find enough. Bedford had way too much size, way too much second chance points, and way too much O'Connell and Elsmore getting to the free throw line, attacking that man early that just they couldn't stop the dribble. Just could not stop the dribble penetration.
All right, so, when we come back, we're going to hook up with head coach Frank Moreno, exclusive live interview with the Bedford head coach. We will also tally up all the stats, get you the highlights, provide the full recap, and look ahead to next week's semifinal as well. Post-game next, you are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
A wire-to-wire win tonight for the Bedford Bulldogs as the top seed in this Division I tournament advances. With a 66-59 victory, Windham season comes to an end for the second straight year in the quarterfinals. Bedford led wire-to-wire tonight by as many as 15 in that fourth quarter. They get the job done thanks to a big double-double from Connor O'Rourke. Unofficially tonight, 17 points and 21 rebounds. The game's high scorer was junior guard Logan O'Connell for Bedford, unofficially with 26 points. Coach Frank Moreno joining us. Congratulations again, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Third straight Final Four.
Yeah.
First of all, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I mean, when I came here, we really wanted to put this program, at the top. And these guys, unexpectedly were able to get this far. I joke with them all the time that, I underestimated them more than probably anyone else early on. And then as the season went on, they just continued to prove me wrong over and over and over again. And I just couldn't be more proud of them. The coaching staff was on fire tonight. Everyone was locked in. It was a great, great night.
Right off the bat, O'Rourke made his presence known. He had a double-double at halftime. By our numbers, Coach, 17 points, 21 rebounds. Justin, I think, said it best. He's getting better still, seemingly game by game in his senior season.
He is. We expected a lot from him tonight because he had a really good game the first time we played them. He just really rose to the occasion. Couldn't be more proud of how hard he works. And, the sky's the limit with him. I mean, he's still got some areas that he can work on. But, I think if he hits the weight room, he can be really dominant inside. But I just couldn't be more proud of him. He has worked so hard.
And then your backcourt duo, the two juniors, Logan O'Connell, Landon Ellsmore. Steady on offense, great free throw shooting for both players.
Up until the end.
It seemed like fatigue may have gotten caught up with O'Connell there, but still, he drops 26 and Ellsmore has 15. How important is that 1-2 punch in the backcourt been lately?
Yeah, it's huge because, if one of them has an off night, the other one steps up, and then we got other guys who can really step in too. Hinton, when he's called on, will make big plays. Ali, sometimes he's a scorer, sometimes he's a defender. He's becoming a little bit of a floor general too. He kind of settles guys down a little bit. But Logan and Landon they're a powerful 1-2 punch.
Well, impressive win. As we saw Windham play the other night, they played really well. They had no answer for your inside game at all. No answer for Connor O'Rourke at all. But I wanted to give you a glaring stat, two of them. You'll get them later probably. You out-rebounded them 51-27. Wow. And you outshot them from the free throw line. Let's discount the end, okay. But you outshot them from the free throw line 36-8. So why 36-8 and why 51-27?
Well, when they play us man, Justin, all season long we've been trying to get downhill, and that's kind of core to our offense. Is we want to shoot more free throws than the other team. We want to get them in foul trouble. We know they're a very physical team, so we were expecting that. So we worked a lot on getting into the paint and making a read, either going off 2 feet or making that extra pass. Logan did that incredibly well early on. Got Connor probably 6 or 8 points in the first quarter just doing that. So it's definitely a game plan that we try and work on, is just get downhill but under control and just make the read. Can you finish at the rim? Can you drop it off, or can you kick it out to a shooter?
Were you surprised, because we anticipated them playing zone? Were you surprised they didn't play zone until the second half?
Yes.
I was going to ask, why didn't you just pull the ball out and hold it and make them come out and play man?
Yeah, we expected them to play more zone than they did. When they did go into zone, we had worked on some sets all week, but they have a funny way of aligning that zone, and it's hard to screen it. So they kind of blew up our sets a little bit. So we just decided, hey, let's just move the ball a little bit, see if we can pull it out, slow it down, and get them to a point where they had to play man.
Coach, you've got now how many days? 4?
4 days.
To get ready for Wednesday?
Yeah.
What happens between now and then?
Well, we prepare for Exeter. We played them earlier on in the season. Greco didn't play. He had a really good game today. They got a 1-2 punch too of Greco and McNeff. Both really, really solid. They got a lot of size. We got our work cut out for us for sure.
Yeah. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
On another trip to the Final Four for Bedford. 66-59, the final tonight. We thank Coach Moreno for joining us. What'd you take away there?
Well, I think his game plan for Windham worked exactly how they wanted it to work. Now, when we told him those stats, and he's going to go back and he's going to look, he may have a few different numbers. We are very accurate. There's no doubt about it. But, he was surprised, I think, at the number of how badly they out-rebounded them and how many more free throws they shot. But that's their goal, to shoot free throws. They want to shoot more free throws than everyone else by attacking the basket and getting downhill. And you take advantage of the big fella like they did tonight, and they're in good shape. We didn't discuss the turnovers. I wasn't going to say that because they won, and I'll let him look at that later because that's something they can discuss on their own. Because you don't want to have – how about this? You don't want to have 15 turnovers when you play Exeter because Exeter has bigger scorers. They have Thibodeau that can kind of defend O'Rourke a little bit. I think that's a good matchup there. Greco's going to be hard to stop. Dak's going to have to play better defense on a guy about his size. And so I think it's a really good matchup for a really tight, good game for a semifinal.
We're looking forward to it for sure. That comes your way again on Wednesday. The only place you can watch the Division I or the Division II boys semifinals is on NFHSnetwork.com. NFHSnetwork.com. Again, we'll be producing the broadcast. We'll have our talent on the call, but we're in conjunction with the NFHS Network. And again, that comes your way on NFHSnetwork.com. All right, I want to thank Corey Parker and his staff here at Bedford for welcoming us with open arms. Of course, a big thank you to the sponsors, not just for tonight, but all season. That's Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, and the New Hampshire Tomahawks. We really appreciate the ongoing support from those companies. And, of course, got to thank our crew here on the ground. Another bang-up job, not just tonight, but for both games today. We had a doubleheader. Of course, John Barron and Matt Beals providing the support behind the scenes and broadcasting a great game today. Of course, the whole thing was orchestrated flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay back in the Beals Insurance Studios. That's our director, Ben Beals. Another bang-up job. And, of course, the big man in the big chair is executive producer Steve Beals down in the Sunshine State for our friends over at the NFHS Network, including Don Boyle. And my partner tonight, another great job from Justin Gorham.
Thank you. It's fun.
My name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time, Bedford 66, Windham 59. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.